Hello, today I'm going to talk you through adding a new page to the Nanonauts website. So this page is about the songs that the Nanonauts band have produced, and it contains a list. So the best way to create a new web page is actually to make a copy of an existing web page. So I have here on my screen in Notepad++ a page we've already made previously called aboutus.html. And I'm just going to save that, but with a new name. So if I go up to File and choose Save As, and I go to my folder where I've saved all my work, so I've got the HTML folder for 50 years, and in there I've got my Nanonauts project. And inside my Nanonauts project is my About Us webpage. But I'm going to change this now to a new web page called Our Songs. So Our Songs with no spaces, .html. The type of file is a hypertext markup language, so HTML. So I now have in my folder, I should have two web pages, the About Us and Our Songs. If I open up Our Songs, it looks exactly like the About Us page that we saw previously. So this is obviously not what I want it to look like. So I'm going to go back to my Notepad++, and note at the top here, this is Our Songs that I'm editing. So the title should be, I'm just going to change the title of the web page so it's called Our Songs. So that's inside the title tags. I'm going to change the heading so it's also Our Songs. And then I'm going to remove the paragraphs, the images, all the paragraphs, and save that file. So if I go back to my browser now and refresh the page, the title is changed to Our Songs, and the heading is Our Songs, and there's nothing else on the page, which is what I was looking for. So what I want to have on this page is a list of the songs. So the first thing I'm going to put in after the heading Our Songs is a paragraph which says, this is a list of the songs we can play. So, and I've made a change here, so I should be in the habit of thinking save and reload. So save, go back to the web page, reload, and see did it work. So we'll have a heading Our Songs and the paragraph, this is a list of the songs we can play. That's good. So now I need to add in a list. And a bulleted list in HTML is called an unordered list, or UL for short, so unordered list. We have an opening tag and a closing tag for the unordered list. And in between that list is all the things that belong inside the list. So each thing in the list is called a list item, and a list item has its own individual tags. So we can add the first list item is the first song. So the first song is Magical Mystery Bug. And we remember to close the list item. So this unordered list currently has one list item, which happens to be Magical Mystery Bug. So as before, we save and reload. So save, reload. So I now have my first bullet item, Magical Mystery Bug. So I'm going to return to my Notepad++ and add in the other list items. So the other bullets in my list. So booted. remembering to close the list item tag every time. The long and winding code. Dojo dancing. Empty elements. Java chameleon. Okay. Okay, so all of those are the items inside my unordered list. So each one inside the unordered list. So save and reload. There's all the list, all the songs which this band can play. So that completes how to add in a web page on Notepad++. We'd like to do something similar in Glitch. So I'm just going to go to Glitch. Okay, and I'm looking for my Nano projects. So here are some of my projects, but they're not all on display. So if I click on your projects, I should be able to see more of my projects down here. So I'm looking for Nanonauts demo. And I'm going to edit my project. And in this project, remember, we have the aboutus.html is its file, and we have the index.html file as well with the link to the About Us, because every project in Glitch requires an index.html. So what I'm going to do is create a new file. Sorry, I'm going to duplicate the About Us file. So if I come to the three dots at the side here and duplicate it, it gives me a suggested name. That's not what I want the name to be. I want it to be our songs.html. And just like in Notepad++, our songs and About Us are identical. So we need to go to the Our Songs code and change the title, same as before. Change the heading, same as before. Delete the paragraphs that are currently there. And in this space, put the unordered list. I'm just going to copy the unordered list over from my Notepad++ rather than type it all back in again. So this should produce the same web page as our Notepad++ did, but the problem here is that we need to be able to link our index page to our songs page so that we can see it within Glitch. So as we did before in our index page, we put in this anchor tag which linked us to the About Us page. We need a similar tag which is going to link us to our songs page. So I'm just going to copy this, Control-C, come down underneath it and Control-V, and then edit this copy. So instead of About Us, I'm going to get the name, which is exactly as it is here. So Our Songs.html. And the word that's going to be displayed on the screen is Our Songs. and all of that appears within an opening and closing anchor tag. So now if we view this glitch project, it opens up the index page initially, and we now have this link to our songs, and we can click on our songs. You see the title is our songs, the heading is our songs, and we have our unordered list.